It was a warm summer night in 2023, and I was driving home from my cousin Jake's place in the small town of Willow Creek, nestled deep in the woods of Oregon. The clock on my dashboard read 12:15 a.m. The roads were empty, and the only sounds were the hum of my car's engine and the occasional chirping of crickets. As I cruised down the winding road, I approached a stretch flanked by dense woods on one side and an open cornfield on the other. The moonlight cast eerie shadows, and the air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. It was a woman's voice, filled with terror. I slammed on the brakes, my heart pounding. The scream seemed to come from the woods to my left. I rolled down my window, straining to hear. "Help me!" The voice cried again, desperate and pleading. Without thinking, I grabbed the flashlight from my glove compartment and stepped out of the car. The night was still, the only movement the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. "Who's there?" I called out. "Please, help me," the voice replied, closer this time. I hesitated, but the urgency in her voice compelled me to move. I entered the woods, the beam of my flashlight cutting through the darkness. Branches scratched at my arms and the underbrush crunched beneath my feet. "Keep calling out so I can find you," I shouted. Every few seconds she'd scream, "Help," guiding me deeper into the forest. But no matter how far I went, the voice remained just out of reach. It was as if she was moving away from me, always staying the same distance ahead. A chill ran down my spine. Something wasn't right. I stopped, trying to pinpoint the direction of the voice. "Where are you?" I yelled. "Help me!" she screamed again, this time from behind me. I spun around, the flashlight trembling in my hand. The woods were silent, the voice gone. Panic set in. I turned and ran back the way I came, branches whipping against my face. As I neared the edge of the woods, I saw the faint glow of my car's headlights through the trees. But the screams continued, now echoing from all directions. It felt like the forest itself was alive, mocking me. I burst out of the woods, jumped into my car and sped off, not daring to look back. The next morning, I reported the incident to the local police. They searched the area but found nothing, no signs of anyone in distress. I tried to put the experience behind me, chalking it up to an overactive imagination. But a week later, the news reported the discovery of a woman's body in those very woods. She was in her early 30s, and there were no signs of foul play. The authorities were baffled. I couldn't shake the feeling that the screams I heard were connected to her. That maybe, just maybe, I had encountered something beyond understanding that night. The stranger on the snowy road. A few months later, in December, I was driving from Portland to visit my friend Emily at her family's cabin in the mountains of Washington. I was in my old 2006 Ford F-150 loaded with snowboarding gear. The roads were treacherous, blanketed in snow, and the sky was a deep, inky black. About 45 minutes from the cabin, my truck's engine began to overheat. The temperature gauge shot into the red, and steam billowed from under the hood. I pulled, over, the tires crunching on the icy shoulder. I popped the hood, but in the darkness and falling snow, I couldn't see much. My phone had no signal, and I was stranded. I climbed back into the truck, hoping the engine would cool down. After what felt like an eternity, headlights appeared in the distance. I jumped out, waving my arms. A small Toyota sedan pulled over, and the driver rolled down his window. "Need some help?" he asked. "Yeah, my truck's overheating and I can't get a signal to call for a tow," I replied. He handed me his phone. I called Emily, who gave me the number of a local towing company. I thanked the man and handed back his phone. He nodded, rolled up his window, and drove off into the night. I returned to my truck, the heater barely keeping the cold at bay. Suddenly, A loud bang on the passenger window startled me. A man in a heavy black coat stood outside, his face obscured by the hood. "Please let me in, I'm lost and freezing," he shouted, trying the door handle. I hesitated. Something felt off. "Where did you come from?" I asked. "My car broke down. I saw your lights," he replied, "but I hadn't seen any other cars. I kept the doors locked." He began pounding on the window, more aggressively this time. "Let me in," he screamed. I threw the truck into drive and sped off, the engine protesting. As I crested a hill, I saw the same Toyota parked on the side of the road. It was empty. A chill ran down my spine. The man who had tried to get into my truck was the same one who had offered me his phone earlier. He had come back trying to deceive me. I didn't stop until I reached the towing company. I told them everything. They searched the area but found no sign of the man or his car. To this day, I don't know what his intentions were, but I shudder to think what might have happened if I'd unlocked that door.